Hello everyone, how are you all? Hope you all are fine. Today in this video we will talk about coal and petroleum. So without wasting any time, let's begin the video. So first of all, let's talk about resources. What are resources? We use various materials for our basic needs. Some of them are found in nature and some have been made by human efforts. In simple words, we can say that anything that has some utility to satisfy our needs is known as a resource. Resources has utility. Utility means use. They are accessible and they add value to our life. So let's talk about natural resources. What are natural resources? Supplies from the nature. Everything on or around the earth that we use to survive. There are some examples of natural resources found on the surface of earth are coal, oil, iron, timber, rivers, animals, sunlight. There are two types of natural resources: exhaustible natural resources and inexhaustible natural resources. Exhaustible natural resources are those that are available in limited quantity and that can be exhausted by human activities. These resources can either be replaceable or irreplaceable. We can say wildlife are the example of replaceable natural resources, and the example of irreplaceable natural resources can be said to be fossil fuels or minerals. Now let's talk about inexhaustible natural resources. These are the resources that is continuously replenished. The supply out of the resource will not run out. In simple words, we can say these are present in the nature in unlimited quantity and cannot be exhausted by human activities. For example, sunlight, wind, and water are some inexhaustible natural resources. Now let's talk about fossil fuels. What are they and how they are formed? A simple definition for fossil fuels are a non-renewable energy source formed from the remains of plants and animals that lived millions of years ago. Most of the energy we use comes from fossil fuels. Some examples of fossil fuels are petroleum, coal, natural gas, etc. So our next topic is coal. What is coal? How it is formed? So, coal is a combustible sedimentary rock formed by vegetation. That means we can say coal is a fossil fuel created from the remains of plants and animals that lived millions of years ago. And it is also considered as a non-renewable source of energy because it takes too much time to form. But do you know how coal is formed? Around 300 million years ago, forests got buried deep inside the soil due to flooding and other natural disasters. Due to compression, temperature and pressure kept on increasing, and with high temperature and high pressure, the formation of coal takes place. So now let's talk about types of coal. Coal are divided into 4 groups on basis of their quality and the presence of carbon in them. So the first stage of transformation is peat. It contains less than 40 to 55% carbon and more impurities. When it burns, it produces less heat and more smoke. And more smoke means more pollution. So it is less effective as a fuel. Now let's talk about lignite. It is a brown coal which is also a lower grade coal. It contains 40 to 55% carbon and it is a dark to black brown in color. We can say that as more and more soil deposited over temperature and pressure rises, peat get converted to lignite. It also produces less heat energy, so it is also less effective. Our next one coal is bituminous coal. Due to further increase in temperature and pressure, lignite changes to bituminous. As it contains 40 to 80% carbon, it is the second highest quality of coal. It is dense, compact and usually of black color. Calorific value is also very high of this coal because high proportion of carbon and very low moisture. The quantity of moisture in bituminous coal is 15 to 40%. Now let's talk about the best coal or the coal with highest rank. Yes, anthracite coal is the best quality of coal and very hard. It contains 80 to 95% of carbon and very low moisture. And thus it ignites slowly, so less loss of heat and highly efficient. It produces more heat energy and less smoke. There are some products of coal which we obtain due to the destructive distillation of coal. It means that heating of coal very strongly in high temperature in the absence of air. Products like coke, coal tar and coal gas are obtained. We will talk about them briefly in the next video. Till then, stay tuned. Thank you for watching the video.